Hey guys, Indy here with Ultimate Tool Reviews. Well, today I'm going to be talking about Milwaukee power tools. And so Milwaukee's been around for quite a while. They started off in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Zach and I are actually both from Wisconsin. We're from a little town a little bit farther up north of Milwaukee called Wausau. And we've always heard about Milwaukee power tools. They're really big up in Wisconsin and pretty much really big wherever you go for power tools. Probably one of the biggest brands, if not the biggest brand here in the United States for power tools. Is going to be Milwaukee Power Tools, and they are very well known. Well known for some of the having just amazing durability, amazing quality, and they also have some excellent warranties as well. So a little bit about Milwaukee is that they started off, I think, quite a while ago. I'm trying to think, 7 or 8 years ago, and recently they were bought by TTI. And TTI actually makes most of the power tools you'll see in Home Depot. They make the power tools for Ryobi and Rigid in the United States here as well. So they've got their hands in a lot of different power tool companies, and they're pretty much most known for the Milwaukee power tools. So Milwaukee Power Tools makes a lot of really cool tools. They're well known for their durability. They have a really good warranty as well, and just known for being a nice professional brand of power tools. So some things that Milwaukee does really well is, of course, they make a lot of impact drivers, they make nailers, they make drills, and they're well known for that 5-year warranty on a lot of their tools. So most of their power tools have a 5-year warranty. Now, I will say with an asterisk here that they have probably the longest set warranty. Other brands like Hilti also have a very long warranty, but you compare them to, say, like DeWalt or Makita, of course they have an extra 2 years on their warranty, but not necessarily. Some of the stuff they make, like some of their batteries, actually only has a 1-year warranty. If you look at their warranty information on their website, some of the higher end batteries will have a 2-year warranty, while the lower end batteries, like some of the 2.0s and below, actually have like a one-year warranty on those. Same thing with some of the outdoor power tools. Some of the outdoor power tools only have a 2-year warranty, not a 3 or a 5. And there's a few other tools out there that also don't really have a warranty. One thing I've been trying to find out, let me know if you guys know in the comments at all, but I can't find any information on the pack-out warranties at all. I talked to someone at Home Depot, and they said there's just no warranty on pack-out at all, which is kind of strange considering that Rigid and DeWalt both have warranties on their pack-out competitors, but Milwaukee just doesn't have one at all. So I haven't really heard anything about warranties on pack-out. I can't find information, but let me know in the comments, guys, if you know anything about that. But anyways, one thing that DeWalt or Milwaukee does really well with a lot of their power tools is they don't just design a tool for just, to design a tool. They are probably the best brand when it comes to designing tools for a trade-specific purpose. And what I mean by that is they don't just design, say, a line of tools for the plumber, but they're designing tools specifically designed for the plumbing trade. So when it comes to electrical or plumbing, they are always focusing on just those trades. They're not always focused on designing, say, a new drill or a new impact every year like a brand like Makita would do, but they're focusing entirely on just going after those trades. And of course, they target like roofing, they target plumbing, they target electrical. You can pretty much outfit your entire truck if you're in one of those trades with all Milwaukee tools. Even when we talk about like pack-out, they make the largest system when it comes to basically mobile tool storage. And there are so many different options to customize a pack-out system. It's kind of hard to not be in pack-out. I've got all pack-out just off camera. I've got a whole pack-out stack. I got a couple of bags. I've got 2 of the smaller boxes here. There's pretty much no alternative for pack-out when you want to have that customizability of the system, as well as, having the ultimate durability when it comes to those tool brands. I've heard issues with other brands having, issues with braking, but when it comes to like pack-out, it's really hard to beat them when it comes to just overall, durability and customizability. Now, of course, what you trade off in all of this is going to be higher price points with Milwaukee. Some of the pack-out stuff is going to run you pretty much the highest price point of anybody else's brand. And the pack-out stuff here is going to run you, I think these are now like somewhere between $40 and $60 a box, which can be kind of pricey if you need a bunch of them. It's definitely going to run you quite a bit. As well as their power tools. I'm not going to say that Milwaukee has the most expensive power tools out there, but they are definitely on the more expensive side. And you're going to find, of course, when you're looking for like nailers, you're looking for just the regular power tools, You're going to see some deals here and there, but one of the reasons that I haven't really gotten to Milwaukee too much is I can't find a lot of good deals on stuff that I need to buy. I'll give you an example. When it came to brad nailers, I did a video on the Milwaukee brad nailer behind me. I also did the Metabo HPT nailer as well too. And Metabo right now is having a deal on their nailer. I think it's like $269. You get a kit with a battery and a charger, and they also have a free battery promotion going on right now too, where you get a free multi-volt battery, which they're like about $100 street price. So you're getting a lot of value packed into that deal. Whereas the Milwaukee is the best price I've seen on this brad nailer. It's usually $299 tool only, but it came down about $20 to like $279. So I mean, if you compare, apples to apples, other brands, you're gonna definitely pay more for the Milwaukee tools overall. Now you are getting a better durability. You're getting, of course, that nice warranty, and Milwaukee has plenty of service centers around too to take care of that warranty for you. Now I will say, I'm really big into Makita myself. I haven't really gotten to Milwaukee too big, and this will probably kind of make some people unhappy here to say this, but one of the biggest reasons why I haven't gotten into Milwaukee too much and why I haven't bought a lot of Milwaukee tools over the years is that I've owned a few of like the M12 tools, even some of the tools behind me here. I seem to just have really bad luck when it comes to Milwaukee tools and them breaking frequently. My first set of Milwaukee power tools was I bought a set of, I think it's either the first or second gen. I had the M12 fuel tools, and I was getting some battery issues where I put the battery in and it would just flash the lights on those tools. I ended up warranting the whole set. Milwaukee sent me a whole new set, and within about a year I had the exact same issue again. I kind of said, I'm not going to be bothered with Milwaukee again. So a couple of years later, I ended up buying some more Milwaukee tools, and they seemed to work all right for a while, but I also had another issue where I had to warranty out a drill. The tools behind me are some of the few tools I have left from Milwaukee. I did a video on the Surge not too long ago, but this has actually been warrantied out as well in the past few months. I had an issue where my reverse switch here broke. Also, it started smoking. I didn't even know a brushless tool could start smoking, but it did. And I had that warrantied out. The brad nailer, I had warrantied out as well too after I just bought it. Shot about 20 nails. It stopped firing. And Milwaukee had it for about 6 weeks, and I'm just sending me a whole brand new one. So I would say between all the brands that I've owned, I've had more issues with Milwaukee than all my other brands combined together. I'd probably say I've had at least 12 tools and batteries put together that I've had go bad with Milwaukee. Now I will say, Milwaukee has been great with their warranty. They've taken care of me every time, except one time I had a little bit of an issue where I had a jab saw or a drywall saw. I had basically it just snap in half one day, and it does say lifetime warranty on it. And I called up Milwaukee. I think I called them up, and they originally told me that, that's not covered, even though I said it's a lifetime warranty on this. So I tried 2 more times. On the third time, the person that I got a hold of, they said, yeah, that's under warranty, no problem, we'll send you a new one. So it was a little frustrating there on that hand tool to get that warranty taken care of, but they did take care of me in the end. And I will say that basically every time I had to call in for a warranty, I did get everything taken care of. So that's just my personal experience with Milwaukee. I'm sure some people have had that with DeWalt or Makita. High failure rate, of course, that could be always a possibility there. Now, I still own some Milwaukee hand tools. I do like the hand tools. I know they kind of have a mixed review online. Some guys love them, some guys hate them. I like to find, for me, when it comes to hand tools, as long as they have a lifetime warranty and they're from actually a decent, reputable brand, I don't mind buying them. So some of the deals, I've got this at Home Depot. It was on sale for $1 on the clearance shelf. Of course, I had to buy this. Pretty good deal. I've used it a number of times. I think it's a pretty great tool. One thing I do like about hand tools a lot, and Milwaukee does this really well, is they always have these nice grips. I'm not a fan of tools that are just a solid metal surface. Your hands can get sweaty, they can get a bit oily, and then you can't grip the tool as well. So I know Cobalt does that really well, DeWalt does that really well, of giving you a nice grip on some of those metal tools. I also picked up a set of the Milwaukee Screwdrivers. Really like the design of the Milwaukee Screwdrivers, and they had a great deal. They're like 35% off at Ace one day, online only of course, and ordered these, been really happy with them so far. So lots of tools to pick from when it comes to Milwaukee. And of course, they came with a bunch of new outdoor power tools. I like to get my hands on some of those. They have a new, basically dual battery blower. It's not necessarily a 36 volt blower, but it probably is. They're just not really saying what it is exactly just yet. And then they came out with their new lawnmower. And one of the things I don't necessarily like about their outdoor power tools is they do run on the more expensive side of power tools. Their lawnmower being over $1,000 now in a kit. It does come with two 12 amp hour batteries, which is pretty cool. But that is more than twice what I paid for my Makita lawnmower, and my lawnmower does just fine with that. So, of course, like I said before, the Milwaukee tools, they're going to be really good quality, but you're definitely going to pay for that price, but you're going to pay for that quality. And sometimes they can be, definitely on the way more expensive side. I'm not sure why Milwaukee likes to, sometimes push themselves way above everyone else's price point like that. Kind of keeps me away from the tools. If I want to buy outdoor power tools, I kind of want to stay in all one brand if possible. So just coming on kind of unusual. I don't know why Milwaukee is, doing that with the price points at times, but if you like Milwaukee a lot, you want to spend the money on the lawnmower, go for it. I'm sure it's probably a pretty good lawnmower as well. Another thing with Milwaukee as well too is they have their 12-volt line, just like DeWalt and Makita does. I was actually pretty big into the M12 fuel line. I had a number of failures with tools. That's not a big deal. All taken care of under warranty. But one thing that I don't like about the Milwaukee M12 line is I'm not a fan of those stick pack batteries. Those tabs on those batteries breaking frequently, I know is a very common issue. I've heard a lot from guys. And I'm not a fan of the stick pack batteries at all. It reminds me just kind of like the 90s style tools. Kind of similar to those Ryobi style tools. And I just don't like how big it makes the handles on those tools. That can be kind of more of a personal preference there as well. So it's not something that is going to be universal. Everyone hates those tools. The M12 line is probably the biggest 12-volt line out there right now. I would say if you put even Makita and DeWalt together, then it still doesn't have even as many tools as Milwaukee has in their M12 line. And of course, in the M12 line, they make a lot of tools. I know they have a ton of plumbing tools in the M12 line. I actually had an M12 Inspection Camera for a while when I was doing some certain jobs that needed an inspection camera. And it was actually a fantastic tool. Hold the charge for, I could probably do 5 or 6 jobs where I need to recharge that battery. And overall, it was a fantastic tool. Definitely was really heavy duty, and I really like that tool a lot. When it comes to, they make the M12 recip saws, they're fantastic. DeWalt makes, even circular saws for the M12 line. And they just came out with their all new, I believe it's the Gen 3 tools for the M12 line as well. So they've done a lot of improvements on those tools and definitely keeping that line up to date. M12 tools, they can be interesting. They do have basically a good, better, best in that line as well too. They've got the usual brush tools. I don't think they have a mid-range. I think it's just brushed and fuel in that line. I know they have a lot of good deals on the M12 brushed tools. You can find those during the holiday times a lot. I think it's like $100 for the drill and impact. You get 2 batteries as well. You also do get 5-year warranty on those tools as well. So pretty cool stuff with the M12 line. Fantastic deal. You get pretty much an amazing warranty, and it's kind of hard to beat that deal a lot of times when it comes to some of the Milwaukee stuff, especially when you compare that warranty to other brands as well. That 5-year warranty is such a big selling point. I think it's a fantastic warranty as well. I've never had a tool denied warranty that was a power tool with a 5-year warranty. They always took care of me every single time. And one thing I do like a lot about Milwaukee is I really wish other brands would start doing this when it comes to batteries. Of course, you're going to drop a battery, you throw them in your bag, you throw them in your pack out. DeWalt and Makita, they just have the plastic on their batteries, but Milwaukee has this really nice, kind of like this rubber overmold on their batteries. And it's fantastic if you're throwing the batteries around once in a while. You drop a tool, because it's just some nice extra protection. I know I've seen some reviews. I think AVE did a review. He broke down all the batteries, and I think it was pretty clear that the Milwaukee had the superior battery technology there. Some of those little details that Milwaukee has that they kind of just think of, how can we make this tool tougher? And they do an excellent job at that. Always really cool to see a lot of the Milwaukee tools being that little bit of extra toughness on those tools they don't get from other brands. Really cool to see that. Now, I will say one thing, if you're interested in getting into Milwaukee, but you don't necessarily want to pay the higher pricing, Zach, my fellow reviewer, he does this a lot, where he does a lot of pawn shops, a lot of eBay. One thing with Milwaukee is that, like I said before, they're one of the most popular brands out there, which means that there's going to be a lot more tools out there as well, so you're going to find a lot more used tool deals. And of course, with a 5-year warranty on all the tools, that warranty often just goes by the date code on the tool. So if you didn't know, on the Milwaukee power tools, to read the date code, you're going to have basically a AD in the serial number on that tool. Probably can't see this, but you're going to have basically a letter, 2 numbers, and then the letters AD. After that, is going to be the first two numbers will be your year code. So on this tool, it's 20, means 2020. And after that, it's going to be another number like 17 here. And that's going to be the week in that year when that was made. So basically, if you add 5 to that year, that'll be when that tool goes out of warranty. So just an easy way to tell your warranty on your tools if you've lost the receipt, or if you happen to just buy that tool used somewhere, that's going to be how much warranty you have left then. And of course, Zach's really big into Milwaukee. He's probably going to do a video just like this on Milwaukee as well too. He's got a lot more tools than I do when it comes to Milwaukee. And he's picked up a lot of really cool deals over the years at pawn shops, on eBay. You can find a lot of deals on Milwaukee power tools because they're just so common. They're pretty much. It's hard to find someone on a job site who doesn't have a Milwaukee power tool. I've at least got a Milwaukee hand tool. I've got the Inksaw markers. I'm always going to be using something Milwaukee. Even when it comes to pack out, I'll probably never leave the pack out system. It's just such a good system. So many options. It's kind of hard to not be in one of those 3 big brands like Makita, DeWalt, and Milwaukee, because they all make something that is really good. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with Milwaukee, of course. It's just not necessarily my brand that I have a lot of tools in. And I will say it's mostly because of those, the reliability issues that I've had in the past and not being able to find deals. But that's just kind of my personal preference, guys. I want that to sway you from not buying Milwaukee. They are a fantastic brand. And I'd say I know more guys that have Milwaukee power tools than I know anybody else. Also, if you didn't know, Milwaukee does make a third battery line. They make that MX Fuel battery line. Now, it's kind of an interesting line because it is definitely targeted at just certain trades. For example, they make a larger core drill. They make a few sewer cleanout systems, and I think they also have a jackhammer as well too. Now it's kind of an interesting system because it's not really available in stores. I'm pretty sure you can get it on Home Depot's website, and I have at my Milwaukee Service Center, which is also a pretty big Milwaukee store. They have 1 or 2 tools always hanging out there with MX Fuel. So I've never actually even used that system. A handful of tools, nothing I really need myself, but it's cool to see Milwaukee making something like that, and they're just aiming way above anything else anyone else is doing there. They have basically these giant battery systems, and they got, of course, the rubber overmold on all those batteries too, which is pretty cool to see, and making some really cool stuff. Something you probably might never see, of course. It's not a very common system. Never really seen them. I actually never seen one in person unboxed. I've only ever seen them in a box before. But really cool to see that. Now, I'd be really curious to see what Milwaukee is doing in the future here. Milwaukee originally said that they weren't going to do like a 36-volt battery platform or the dual batteries. But it wouldn't surprise me, though, with Makita having their XGT system, DeWalt having their FlexVolt system, is Milwaukee going to come with one of their own, 40 or 60-volt systems here in the future. I can't see Milwaukee necessarily going to like a dual battery system for every one of their tools. I could see them definitely in the future, aiming for a 40 or 60 volt battery system, kind of take on more of Makita and DeWalt more head on there. They're not always going to go for a larger battery pack. DeWalt currently has a large battery pack now at 15 amp hour, where Milwaukee still has their 12 amp hour battery packs. So it's kind of curious to see what Milwaukee is going to do here moving on in the future. Of course, you didn't see recently, Milwaukee released their new Gen 4 M18 fuel tools, and I believe it's their Gen 3 M12 fuel tools. It's kind of been a while since we've seen new tools from Milwaukee in that drill and impact segment. I think it's been 4 years now since we last saw the newest tools, and we're only on Gen 4 here, which is kind of funny when you compare it to DeWalt and Makita, who are both on I think they're on Gen 10 or something like that now. They released drill impacts way more common than Milwaukee. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. We definitely see Milwaukee is trying to perfect that design before they release it. And of course, if you're releasing something every single year, you're not really going to put your full effort into it per se, where if you're releasing it every 4 years, you're going to really try to make that tool as good as it possibly gets, because you don't want to make an adjustment or update that tool too quickly. So that's kind of where I see Milwaukee kind of taking the lead there at times, where when they release a new tool, they know they're releasing a new tool and they're going to make it as best as they possibly can. Of course, we've seen things with DeWalt kind of making up fumbles at times when it comes to releasing new tools. They have some issues here and there. They might release a 0.5 gen of that tool, which Milwaukee did do that with their Gen 3. I bought a Gen 3 Impact, and I don't remember if it was a Gen 3 or Gen 3.5, but I had an issue with the collet right away out of the box. I had to warranty that right away. Basically where I was using a spade bit, and that spade bit I was drilling a little bit, and that thing would just pop right out of the collet by itself every time. So, there's always some issues with every tool brand, of course, out there. But, Milwaukee is, they make a really good tool. They've got a lot of tools out there, and they're aimed very at, trade-specific tools. And that's what a lot of people like about Milwaukee tools. Now, I myself am not a plumber or electrician, so I don't necessarily need to buy into that line of tools myself. I'm kind of just more for the, regular woodworking tools, as well as, I like the drill impacts a lot. Also want to talk about some of the few things when it comes to other Milwaukee tools, not necessarily tools per se, but of course, like bits, things like that are consumable. I've had a set of their hole saws for quite a while, fantastic hole saws. And no one else really makes hole saws that aren't as good as the Milwaukee ones either. Milwaukee also has some deals on these once in a while, and they've been overall fantastic. Some things like Milwaukee tape measures are just excellent tools to have. It seems like Milwaukee does offer some random deals here and there on certain tools that they know that no one else has, which is always pretty cool to see because, if you're into, say, DeWalt or Makita and you need something like a hole saw, they really don't make those too much. But when it comes to Milwaukee, you can always kind of find those different tools. I've got even like the Milwaukee speed squares. No one else really makes those, and that also offers a lifetime warranty on those. So I'm a really big fan of the Milwaukee speed squares. And if you ever use one of the Milwaukee ink saw markers, those are absolutely fantastic. Both Zach and I swear by those. We use those pretty much every day for making marks. They work awesome on glass, metal, wood, and they don't really ever dry out. And they seem to be working really well. Even if it's like super dusty, super dirty, they still make a mark, easy to clean, easy to use. So that's also one thing that Milwaukee does really well is if you look at their Milwaukee boxes when you're at the store at Home Depot, look at Milwaukee's boxes compared to DeWalt or Makita. Milwaukee is always saying, 200% is better, 200% faster. They've always got some really cool marketing techniques they're using. And you can tell they're always trying to push their tools to the next level when they do that. They're always, pushing for that, 50% longer life, 50% faster. They've always got that push, to give you that more, better tool out there and to continue to push their tools to better heights. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. And let me know what you guys think about Milwaukee tools in the comments below. If there are any tools that you think I should pick up from Milwaukee as well to do a review on in the future, guys, so leave a comment below, leave a like, and take care, guys.